She did not see this one coming. Sunny Austin has a knack for turning almost any conversation into a discussion about race, and her comments about Caitlin Clark's success were no exception. She casually suggests that Clark's rising stardom somehow tied into white privilege, their favorite word. But not everyone was buying it. Even LeBron James, who is a major SJW himself, clapped back, defending Clark and calling out the oversimplification of her incredible impact on women's basketball. As always, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and happy Thanksgiving to you all. I'm here on location with my family, but I wanted to take a little time out of my day to talk to all of you lovely people. Hope you had a wonderful holiday. Let's get into it.
You know, I've been a basketball fan since I can remember. I played basketball with my dad in Harlem when I was 5 years old. So I remember loving the game, and the game not necessarily loving women back, right?
At all.
And the WNBA started in 1996. First games played in 1997. It's 2024, and we're just really now talking about it. And so if Caitlin Clark is the vehicle that will bring this sport that I have loved so much and so long to little 5-year-old girls playing in Harlem, I say yes, bravo. I have no problem with that.
Nothing out of the ordinary yet. She's just spreading lies about how the game doesn't love women back, especially when you take in the fact that the WNBA is fully subsidized by the NBA, and the Women's League has literally only lost money since its inception. Just to say, it's not profitable. Also, she's celebrating that it's only recently that people have started talking about it, but as far as I know, The View has been on the air for as long as I can remember, literally longer than I've been alive, I believe. So I'm curious why they don't have a weekly segment to promote it every single week, right? Stand by your word. Anyway, she didn't end it there and somehow managed to make it about Caitlin's race.
With that being said, I do think that there is a thing called pretty privilege. There is a thing called white privilege. There is a thing called tall privilege. And we have to acknowledge that. And so the part of it is about race, because if you think about the Brittany Griners of the world, you know, why did she have to go to play in Russia?
Because they wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay, not because she was black, but because they didn't believe in the WNBA.
This is part of my point. So now, you know, Caitlin Clark is bringing this money, these sponsorships, we hope, into the league, and other players will benefit from it. But I do think that she is more relatable to more people because she's white, because she's attractive. And unfortunately, there still is that stigma of against the LGBTQ plus community. 70% of the WNBA is black. A third of the players are in the LGBTQ plus community.
There's also a thing called the view privilege. I'm gonna coin that right now, where shouting counts as winning arguments. Jokes aside though, why does Sunny feel the need to make everything about race or looks? Reducing Caitlin Clark's incredible success to white privilege isn't just a bad take, it's outright disrespectful to all of the women in the WNBA she claims to champion. It dismisses the sheer hard work, talent, and dedication Clark has put into the perfecting of her craft, and please drop a like if you think what she says also qualifies as racism. Imagine the scenes if someone like Skip Bayless or Colin Cowherd tied LeBron James's massive success to the color of his skin. The backlash would be merciless, and rightfully so. You see, here's the problem for them. Identity politics just doesn't work in sports, since there's a way of cutting through all this noise, because at the end of the day, performance and statistics do not care about your race or appearance. They reflect a player's ability, effort, and determination. A lot of people in women's basketball have also mentioned that Caitlin Clark is not just another player, she's a generational talent. Among them was LeBron James himself, who completely dunked on people like Sunny as he went on a podcast with JJ Redick.
I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills. I hope Aaliyah Boston does amazing. You know, I hope they do great. You know, I'm just kind of in this mode right now because I'm getting the same thing from watching my son, who's a 19-year-old, kind of getting a lot of animosity and hatred towards him when he's just a kid trying to live out his dream. You know, there's a very small number of men and women that actually get to live out their dream of playing a professional sport. And we have grown men and women out here doing whatever they can to try to make sure that does not happen. That is the weirdest thing. in the world, but it is what it is. And I'm glad that Caitlyn has a great head on her shoulders.
If we put his political takes aside, LeBron is a somewhat sensible person. Much like Caitlyn, he also had to navigate a career where every move, be it on the court or off, was put under a microscope. He faced criticism for nearly everything, like his decision to leave Cleveland for Miami, the way he plays the game being too soft, or his political and social commentary. Yet despite the noise, LeBron has remained focused on the game, building a legacy that puts him in the greatest of all time conversation. Caitlyn Clark finds herself in a similar situation, and she's drawing the attention of toxic people who can only dream of achieving her level of success in their respective field. But that's the thing, when you're at the top of your game, everyone has an option, and not all of them are fair or rooted in reality. To prove how Sonny's take is flat out wrong, I'm going to let Whoopi share some of her statistics.
I want to point something out. She is the NCAA's all-time leading scorer of men and women. In February, she broke the women's record. In March, she broke Pistol Pete Maravich's 3,667 point record. She's had more 30-point games than anyone in the past 25 years.
Yeah.
Okay? She holds a single season 3-point record for women. She's the Big Ten's all-time leader in assists.
And that's only in the NCAA. In the WNBA, she broke a lot of records, like setting the franchise records for most double-doubles, most three-pointers, and most career 10-plus assists games with the Indiana Fever. She's the fastest WNBA player to reach 100 three-pointers, fastest player to reach 350 points, and 150 assists in the league's history. On top of that, she made it to the All-WNBA first team and won the season's Rookie of the Year award. She's also bringing more eyes to the sport. For instance, quote, Fox executive Michael Mulvill reported that Clark's games on TV averaged around 1.2 million viewers, which is almost 3 times the audience of the average WNBA game, averaging around 400,000 viewers. More people started attending the Fever's games too. Tim Reynolds, who's an AP reporter, said, quote, when Clark's team played, they averaged around 16,000 fans this season, while non-Fever games only averaged around 8,500. LeBron also touched on this point and made an interesting prediction.
The one thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. I saw for the first time that they had a chartered plane for the first time in their league history. You know, they flew private. That should be celebrated, and it's because of Caitlyn Clark. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it f***ed up. Caitlyn Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go have fun, enjoy.
I'd say that's absolutely right. Athletes of Caitlyn's caliber have the ability to elevate the entire sport on their path to achieving greatness. Throughout history, there have been iconic athletes who didn't just play, they changed the way people viewed and engaged with their sports. For example, Michael Jordan did it with the NBA as he helped make it a global phenomenon. Serena Williams revolutionized tennis, making it more inclusive and inspiring countless young women to pick up a racket. Similarly, Ronda Rousey actually brought women's MMA into the mainstream, showing that female fighters could headline events and draw massive crowds. And who can overlook Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi? These two football legends are currently transforming soccer leagues in the US and Saudi Arabia, providing their influence goes beyond the pitch. I think Caitlyn is already on the same path, and sports would be a much better place if we left the issue of race out of it. But I'd love to know your thoughts here, so let's get the conversation rolling in the comments down below. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.